Scott, thank you for joining us. Obviously a difficult defeat here on opening day at Grimsby. Can I get your take on the game first?
Yeah, we were rubbish. That's the truth of the matter. We wasn't very good at all. I think it was 57 minutes before we had a shot on goal. We were clearly off it today. They won every single second ball in the middle of the park. They competed better than we did. They ran harder than we did. They wanted it more than we did. That's not a reflection of me. It's not a reflection of what I want. Yeah, we were miles off it today, and we deserved what we got, nothing. So that's the bad news. The good news is that it won't reflect on anything we do this season. I remember the year we got promoted, we lost 6-0 to Swindon away quite early on in the season. It happens. I didn't want that. It has happened. We will learn loads from it, and we have to obviously improve from that because we weren't very good today.
Yeah, it's obviously very early stages and you probably haven't had time to sort of fully look back and digest the game, but is there anything you can sort of put the slow start down to?
Yeah, I think we just didn't seem to compete very well today. We can play not very well. That happens and I can accept that, but when a team shows a better body language than we do and run harder than us, that's what I can't accept, and I felt that happened today. So we need to have some really frank discussions in the dressing room, which I will have, and we've got to make sure that we show more willing to win a game or at least to compete in a game than we did today. I thought we were terrible in all aspects. Every single aspect we were second best in everything. So I apologise for that performance. It wasn't what we wanted, but like I say, it's not going to affect us, or it's not going to affect our season. The first game never does.
Yeah, and ultimately it wasn't really a reflection of what we saw in pre-season. There was lots of positivity there. We were scoring lots of goals, some good performances, and that was sort of nothing like what we saw, was it?
No, it's not us at all. That performance hasn't been what we've seen, but I thought Grimsby were very good today, but we allowed them to be good. They were on the front foot straight away from the off. Me and Jamie, they said kind of after 20 minutes, it's normal to come here and be under the cosh for 20 minutes, and usually we ride that out. We've always had good results here, but we've always been under the cosh for 20 minutes, but we never come out of that. We never come out of it for the whole game. We were second best in every single department. Like I say, I think it was 57 minutes before we even had a shot on goal. Not acceptable for me. We were just miles off. We just didn't look anything like us today.
Yeah, you can't help but feel sort of let down early on as well with the penalty. I've had a chance to watch it back. It's clear to see it's not a penalty, and it obviously sets the tone for a lot of it. Yes, we didn't improve after that necessarily, but it doesn't help, does it?
I was on a Zoom call on Wednesday, and basically the Zoom call lasted an hour and a half, and it was all about what we can't do and what we can't say, and we can't do this, we can't do that. And so unfortunately for you guys and you guys at home, I'm not allowed to comment on anything that the referee does, so we'll leave it at that.
Yep, fair enough. And in terms of the messages for the players, obviously going into the next week of training, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a lot of digesting and looking at the game at what went wrong?
Yeah, for sure. We will definitely be watching it back. Bit of a horror movie Monday morning, but we have to look at it. We have to improve. We have to learn from it. And we have to understand it, because at the moment I'm scratching my head about how we was that bad today.
Yeah, perhaps obviously a little too early to tell as well, but obviously not ideal to lose Harry Forster either, as that sort of the wing back position is looking a little bit thin with Dion out as well, isn't it?
Very thin, yeah, very thin. We had Papadopoulos come on the pitch today, who's not really a winger. We have young Fate who come on making his league debut today, who's not played at this level ever, or even been close to playing at this level. So yeah, we're a bit skinny in them areas at the moment, but it is what it is. We have to patch him up, get him down the road, and see what it looks like for next week.
Yeah, I think you've done most of the talking in terms of the answer to this question in the interview, but a message to the fans, obviously it's a mammoth journey to kick things off, but it's not good. That's not what's going to happen, week in, week out, is it?
Yeah, I feel sorry for them. It wasn't a nice watch, and it's a long journey, and they come in, they're brilliant numbers, and they were fantastic before the game when I went over there and stuck with us. And do you know what? They were brilliant afterwards as well. they were clapping and showing the support. Fair play to them. But yeah, it wasn't nice. So I apologise to them for that performance. Really poor.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Dion, thanks for joining us. Not the way we wanted to start the season. What was your take on the performance today?
Simple. We just were miles off it. On the ball, off the ball. We just didn't start great. Obviously, their first goal, the penalty's never ever been a penalty. But we can't put that down to the way we performed. So we've got to learn from that quick. We've had a good pre-season, so we can't let that affect us too much. And we just got to get back next Saturday and make it right.
Yeah, that's what we said to the gaffer. Ultimately, that is not a reflection of what we saw from the players in pre-season. Is there sort of anything, having been out there yourself, that you can sort of put it down to? Or is it just sort of, a blip that's just so happened to come at the first game of the season?
I think it's obviously a blip. Anyone that saw us pre-season saw that's nowhere near the way we played with the press and didn't get anywhere near them really. Obviously we're back to it on Monday and just gonna have to put a lot of work in, see what went wrong, what we can do right, and put that right basically next Saturday, because we know we can. If we turn up, we can win any game we want in this league. So hats off to Grimsby, they were very good, but we were nowhere near the levels that we should have been today.
Yeah, it's very easy to talk about, our own sort of performance, but you can't take anything away, from Grimsby. It's always going to be a great atmosphere on opening day, and they got ultimately the press right and, sort of played in a very similar way to what we want to play, but I suppose on the day just got it right.
Yeah, they were just a better side on the day. But again, we were nowhere near it. First ball, second balls, playing, pressing, that wasn't us. So we apologise to the travelling fans that came down and supported us. They were great. And we just got to get back to work next Monday and put it right on the weekend.
Yeah, and what does the sort of next week of training look like? Obviously, you're going to have a big debrief session on Monday, but is there a sort of sense of just wanting to forget that today sort of ever happened, or is it a case of you've got to watch it back, learn from it?
No, I don't think it's a case of forgetting. Obviously, we're a new team. I think there could have been maybe nerves. I'm not sure. We just got to get back to training in the week and see what we didn't do well. Work on that on the training pitch, and obviously the gaffer will know what to do. He's been there before in this league, and he knows what he wants to make his team do, and we didn't do what he wanted today. So that's all on our shoulders today as players. We didn't perform. So again, we'll work hard next week and definitely put it right next Saturday.
Yeah, as he said, it's easy to forget, but not too long ago we were sort of in a similar position early in the season with a 6-0 defeat to Swindon, and look what happened that year. It is opening day. There is still a mammoth amount of games to come, so it's very early days. But like you say, just apologies to the travelling fans, because it's not going to be like that every week, is it?
No, definitely not. Obviously, the year we got promoted, we lost a number of games. It happens, and it just so happens to be the first game of the season, which isn't ideal, but that's football. You can't win them all, and it's never an easy place to come here. The amount of times I've come here over the last God knows how long, their stadium, their atmosphere is pretty good, to be fair. And when they start how they started, and then they get the decision that they had, which obviously shouldn't have happened, they get the tails up and they're all over us. So we've got to learn from it quick. And like I said, all we can do now is put it right next Saturday.
Thank you, Dion.